As John Kennedy once said, we are not here to curse the darkness, we are here to light a candle. Hey, social media, it's Stephen Middleton coming to you live from the Possibility Action Network. I am located in Lancaster, South Carolina. We believe in the philosophy of I am, I can, and I will. I am Possibility Man. Today, 2021, January 20th, a lot of things are happening in the world. We are still in the midst of a pandemic. Here in the United States, over 400,000 people have lost their lives alone. And this certainly reaches well into the millions internationally. We are in trying times. Also, in the United States, and no doubt in many other parts of the world, we are faced with political strife, civil unrest, and social upheavals. So today then, I have chosen to share with you a reading by Joey Lott. If you do not know that name, Joey has an internet presence. He writes short tracts and he shares on YouTube. And if you want to find him, you may search for him, Joey Lott, or you may go to YouTube and search for that same name, Joey Lott. The Possibility Action Network agrees with the late President Kennedy. We want to shine a light in this area where people are torn by so many issues. And I want to invite you to send me a message, a direct message in Facebook. If you know anyone who is a possibility thinker, if you know of individuals who are looking for a better way, a path to improve their health, a path to get beyond their past traumas, and also a path to improve their finances. We have partnered with the right companies and people who can help us achieve our personal goals. Today then, this reading I think points us in that direction. It is entitled, All Negativity is Optional. Here we go, Joey Lott, All Negativity is Optional. I do not wish to suffer. I have had enough suffering. Therefore, I choose not to suffer. For me, choosing not to suffer is a commitment. This is what I often refer to as telling the truth. My habits are not the truth. My habits are to suffer. So telling the truth means I observe my habits. I must be aware of my habits if I am sincere in my commitment not to suffer. If I do not observe my habits, I cannot see them clearly. If I do not see them clearly, they continue unconsciously. The habits have momentum. These habits are not strictly my habits. In fact, when I see clearly, I see that they are not my habits at all. They have momentum because they have been passed down from generation to generation. Because no one looked carefully. Because no one knew enough to point out the obvious. So they have continued. My parents didn't know better. Their parents didn't know better. The habits have been passed down, and they have become so normalized that I will be blind to them unless I choose to look. The habits that I'm referring to are all negativity, all judgment, all belief in the inevitability of suffering, all ignorance of our true nature. These are normalized. The world out there is reacting to these normalized habits with the very same habits. The motto, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, is the motto of the normalized and thus nearly invisible habits. But there is another way. The other way did not originate with me, Joy Lott. I could not have found it on my own. The other way is the way that the Buddha spoke of. Jesus spoke of it too. An eye for an eye truly means the whole world is blind. But by the grace of what is beyond this world, we can discover true sight, spiritual sight. Spiritual sight is necessary for telling the truth. Spiritual sight is seeing without referring to the habits. Spiritual sight is to see purely without contaminating the seeing with our thoughts, reactions, memories, etc. Spiritual sight is a beautiful light that illuminates all. And in so doing, it reveals the false as false. But I cannot have it. I cannot possess it. Because the one who wants to have it is the habits of negativity, lack, fear, arrogance, defensiveness, that the light instantly cleanses. These habits disappear in the pure light of spiritual sight. When I notice negativity, judgment, depression, anger, fear, worry, jealousy, defensiveness, clinging, grasping, I am reminded of my commitment. I give thanks for this reminder. I give thanks that the grace of the true teacher is truly in all things. Even in the seeming negativity, the grace of the true teacher shines forth. It says, you're grasping, you're struggling, you're trying too hard. Let go, surrender, receive grace now. The habit of an eye for an eye screams that the only possibility is to lash out, to defend, to punish, to show them, to prove myself. I remain still. The habit of grasping grasps tighter. It squeezes so hard that I fear I will be crushed. I fear that I will be destroyed. The habit screams that I must do something, but I remain still. I choose to tell the truth. The truth. What is the truth? I can only see it when I choose it. I choose it by remaining still, not restrained, restful, sedated. Consciously resting, aware of the habits, aware of the impulses to lash out, aware of the impulses to blame, aware of the impulses to shame, aware of the impulses to contract. Yet choosing restful stillness, choosing to receive the grace of the true teacher. All negativity is optional. All judgment, fear, worry, anger, jealousy, arrogance, pride, and all the rest. It is optional because they are not true. They only seem to be true out of the continued indulgence of habit. But when I trace the string of retaliation to its source, its beginning, I find only the grace of the true teacher. This grace is spiritual sight. This grace is spiritual insight. It is the pure light of pure seeing. There never was a first insult. No one started this. No one hit first. This is what the true teacher reveals. There never was a threat. There never was any negativity. There was only the mistaken reaction, justified by the story of attack, the story of threat. I am free now by grace to surrender completely. I am free now to rest in this uncaused nature, in this stillness. Whatever the appearance, whatever the seeming impulses, the grace of pure seeing is here. This grace reveals that all so-called negativity and all so-called positivity is this grace. I perceive thoughts, sensations, images, memories, etc. out of habit. I may think that some of these are negative and some of these are positive, but they are all out of my habits. If I chase after the positive and avoid the negative, I am blind. I am perpetuating the habits that have been passed down innocently, blindly, from generation to generation. When I remain restfully still, consciously present, observing all that arises and tracing it back to its source, I merge with pure seeing. I merge into grace. That spiritual sight instantly cleanses all wrong perception of separation. It instantly reveals the false as false. It instantly reveals that there is no negativity and no positivity. There is only truth and there is only ignorance. And ignorance is unreal. Ignorance is an illusion. Sincerely, I believe this is possible for everyone. I believe that there are no conditions for this. I am not a saint, says Joy Lott. I have not earned grace, said Joy Lott. Grace is available to all right now. Grace is available to you and to me. I truly believe that all that is necessary is to surrender to grace. And I sincerely believe that the method that I have described in this essay is available to all, says Joy Lott. This method is such a blessing because it is effortless, and does not require merit. There are no conditions for it. You do not need to be pure and perfect. You do not need to be highly intelligent. You do not need to feel anything in particular. You do not need to have any particular experience. I'll add, as the prophet once said, whosoever wills, let him or her come. This method is equally powerful if you consider yourself to be a negative person or a positive person, because every so-called negative experience and every so-called positive experience equally invites us to surrender to grace. Whatever happens, I observe. I remain restfully still, deeply relaxed, and undisturbed. Even if reaction happens and I have a thought that I made a mistake, or thought that I was unconscious, or thought that I should have done better, I remain restfully still, undisturbed. This is possible for everyone, says Joy Lott. I truly believe it is, because this restful stillness, this undisturbed nature is the truth. It is untouched by whatever disturbances seem to appear. And all that I need do is watch. I simply observe as grace shows me to observe, restfully, undisturbed. I am like a baby. Imagine a newborn baby held in her mother's arms. A sound startles the baby. Her mother gently soothes the baby. Shh. All is well. I am here. And as the prophet said, I will never leave you, nor forsake with you. Yea, I shall be with you always, even until the end of the world. I am that baby. When I perceive a startle, I listen or watch carefully and hear and see my mother soothing me. Shh. All is well. I am here. You need not do anything. The habits of retaliation, fear, anger, and all the rest of it are beautiful reminders. I momentarily forgot that I am in my mother's embrace, in the grace of the true teacher, and the habits, the startles, offer the reminder, shh, all is well. Rest. Watch. See purely. You are always undisturbed. You're not separate from me, from the all, from God. You are this pure seeing. This reading is from a writing by Joy Lott. If you want to learn more about Joy Lott, do an internet search or go to YouTube and search for his name. This reading was brought to you by the Possibility Action Network. I'm Stephen Middleton. We believe in the philosophy of I am, I can, and I will. We are here, as many of our partners have declared, to better the lives of people and to be a force for good in the world. And what we share, hopefully, is a force for good and offers some small thing to better your life. If you know of any possibility thinker out there, anyone who wishes to improve their health, their physical self, if you know of anyone who has gone through past traumas and is seeking a way to see past them, if you know of anyone who sincerely wants to improve their financial status, send me a direct message in Facebook and ask them to send me a friend request. If you want this document I've shared by Joy Lott, send me your email address privately. Remember, I am from the Possibility Action Network, and I am Possibility Man.